Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you that are new here, my name is Megan, and those that have been rocking with me, what's up? Y'all, today we are going to be talking about the glow up, honey, the glow up with the content. If you are a content creator girly, then definitely stay tuned for this video because I'm about to share with you my content goals for 2024 and my content strategy. If you are an aspiring content creator and you did not start off and take off the gate running on January 1st, I have some news for you. It does not matter. As long as you start is what matters. All right, y'all, I have my little notes on my phone. So yes, let's get into it. Let's get into how I'm going to glow up my content for 2024. First, I wanna just let you know that the last year, which is 2023, your girl did not really set any content goals. There was one goal that I had in mind for my content, and that was to start a podcast. Now, I did start the podcast. In fact, I'll go ahead and link it up here, the Bold, Black, and Bougie podcast. Definitely go check it out. I did start it. However, I didn't have a real solid plan on how I was doing anything. I did manage to maintain on Instagram, but again, I didn't have a real growth strategy. I did do my TikToks, I did my YouTubes, but again, no real growth strategy, no real strategy at all. This year, I'm changing all that up. And sometimes it's okay to have a quiet year. I have been doing this content creator journey for, I would say, for real, like taking it seriously back since 2019. And so every year is not going to be that glow up year, that year that you take off running, that year that you grow. It's just not. Some years are meant to be slow, and I feel like last year was more so meant to be slow. I'm taking it, but I'm not staying there. This year, we are progressing forward. I want to grow. I want to see the fruits of my labor, and I want to reach an audience that is just for me. So with that in mind, the very first content creator goal I have is to be consistent. And I think that is like pretty much everybody's goal, consistency, because how can you get better at something without consistency? I think consistency is key. Content creators all over will tell you that. You have to be consistent, you have to show up, but the way you show up and the way that you are consistent does matter. I have to get out of the whole everything has to be perfect type of mentality, and I tend to be that perfection person. So I am kind of moving away from perfectionism, like everything has to be perfect in order for me to post. Just like I just messed up on these words that I just mumbled and stumbled on. The old me would have been like, okay, scrap, start over. The new me is like, done is better than perfect. Yes, I love polished things, but will things always be polished? Realistically, no. I'm getting out of the mindset that everything has to be perfect. Like we have to start all the way over if we make a mistake. Absolutely not. Done is better than perfect. And that is the thing that I'm going to keep into the back of my head as I create my content and as I put it out. Not only do I want to remain consistent, but I have decided that I am going to take really careful consideration of my evergreen platforms. So evergreen content is basically content that will always stay relevant, the platforms that the content won't get lost on. And I'll just be honest with you, Instagram, I know, is a content platform that is not so much evergreen. However, YouTube, evergreen. Having a blog, evergreen. I posted a video, I want to say like maybe a year ago. I just started seeing this thing just start to all of a sudden get views out the wazoo, and it's been over a year. YouTube content, podcast content, blog content, those are all of my evergreen platforms, and that is where the content pretty much stays relevant past 24 hours. I feel like once you post on Instagram, and let me know if I'm wrong, but once you post on Instagram, the content stays popping for at least maybe 24 to 48 hours. Then after that, it really dies down. There's no really going back to it a year from now. However, YouTube, podcasting, blogging, those types of platforms, that type of content that you produce, those things will stay relevant past the 48 hours. And so my goal is to hone in on my evergreen platforms, hone in on that type of content, make content that is relatable, educational, but also evergreen. The next thing I want to talk about is more so like a tip. It is part of my strategy this year, but it is ways to stay consistent. So the ways that I know to stay consistent from the past is to plan, 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 and plan. I have a lot of platforms, okay? And if you're a newbie content creator, you don't need all these platforms. Maybe start off with 2 and, you know, keep it from there. But I know that in order to be successful, in order to be consistent with these platforms, I have to come up with a plan. So I have come up with a plan. I have a recording day, which where I bulk content. Batching content or bulking content is what I'm going to be using this year. Y'all, I used to be the queen of batching. Last year, I just totally fell off. I was like, get somebody else to do it. I'm serious. But this year, I'm getting back to batching. I can usually create 2 to 3 YouTube videos in a day if they're content specific. Vlogs, more so, is a little bit more tedious work. When I'm vlogging, I do have to come up with a plan beforehand before I just pick up the camera. I'm doing that a little bit better nowadays. And then Instagram content, I take a day to create all the Instagram B-rolls, or if I want to do pictures, and then I take a day to do captions and actually edit the videos and schedule and run them on out. So yes, the whole batching content and bulking content is definitely a way to stay consistent. I have scheduled it to where I have certain days where I plan to post YouTube content and days that I do podcast content and days that I do Instagram content. It is very important to have a schedule. You can't just wake up in the morning and say, okay, I'm doing Instagram today and I might do YouTube tomorrow. The chances of you being consistent are slim to none, and I saw that in 2023. All right, the next thing I'm going to be doing is leaning on my accountability partners even more than I have before. If you do not have an accountability partner, get you one, sis, because I'm telling you, an accountability partner is key. It is very tough if you are surrounded by your friends that don't do this, because they really just don't understand. Yes, I have amazing friends, like they're my #1 support system. However, they just don't really get it. Like when I'm like, okay, I gotta do content, they're like, okay, we'll do content, but it's like they're just doing it for me. Having an accountability partner, having someone to share your thoughts and ideas with is clutch. And having an accountability partner will also keep you on your consistent mode. I know that several times last year, my accountability partner would call me up and be like, okay, Megan, where you at? Of course, I'm like, oh gosh. But I will say they really pushed me. Like when I didn't feel like doing it, I'm like, okay, I see them posting content. I see them. And having that person to go to, or the persons to go to, the people to go to, rather, that will help you stay on top of your game. That will push you, and you also are there to push them. I feel like it's a two-way street. I feel like my accountability partner and we both give ideas. It's like a give and take relationship. It's not just a give relationship. But yes, having an accountability partner is clutch. And I tend to, you know, lean on them a little bit more this year. So Caitlin, if you're listening, girl, you know what we're about to do. The next thing that I'm going to be doing is engaging in my community more. I don't know if you've been following me on YouTube for a while, or you just found me. And if you just found me, hey girl, hey. But one thing about it, and 2 things for sure, I feel like I am not that engaging on YouTube. Instagram is easier to be engaged, to be more engaged, but YouTube, I feel like I'm not that girl. Like I don't really talk to my community. This year, we're changing that. Not only are we being more engaging on YouTube, but I've decided to, you know, not put all my eggs in one basket. Not put all my eggs in one basket. And what I mean by that is I'm going to be engaged in all my platforms. I plan to be engaging on Instagram. I plan to be engaging on Threads, which the girls from Threads, y'all, I just love y'all. Thank you so much for showing out for your girl, because your support does not go unnoticed. But I plan to be more engaging there. I just want to build a community of like-minded individuals, and nothing is better than having a community of like-minded individuals. They will bless you. They will boss you up. They will help you. You can help them. It's like just a beautiful thing. And so that is my goal this year, is to just attract like-minded people to my community and just be that girl, you know? Another tip and the thing I plan to do is give myself some grace for trial and error, honey, because we do not have this thing all figured out. I wish I could be like the content girly and say, I know this works, I know that works. Look, I don't know. Sometimes I don't know if I'm coming or going, but we're about to try it. And so I want to get out that mindset where I'm afraid to fail, because nothing comes good out of comfort zones. I am stepping out. I told y'all in one of my vlogs that stretch is my word of the year, and it is time to stretch outside of the box. Sometimes things will work, sometimes things won't work. I'm giving myself grace for trial and error. All right, so the next tip, y'all, one thing I do want to mention, I forgot to mention it when I was talking about planning, but my planning strategy is going to be a little different this year. I am doing digital and physical planning. Something about writing things down just makes it so much more concrete for me. But I'm also the type of girl that has to be organized. And so sometimes I'm just writing and my pages are just full of writing, and so that can kind of be disorganized. So not only do I have to write it down, but I put it into a template on Notion, and I also have some things on, I use Asana. Y'all, I use a lot of things. It may sound like a lot, but the process in my head, it works. And so you have to find your process as well. The next thing I have, y'all, is a content room plan. I have been talking about my content room for I don't know how long, probably ever since I moved into this house, which has been probably about 7 or 8 years ago. So I'm officially going to start the process of getting my content room together. That is a huge goal for me in 2024. And then lastly, y'all, yes, we come into the end of the video, but lastly, y'all, I plan to promote myself. When I tell you I slack at promoting myself, it's like sickening. I could spend a day or 2 days or 3 days or a week on content and only promote it once. That's a no-no. I learned in the beginning of the year, you have to promote yourself. I promoted one video about 5 times. And guess what? I got 5 times the views. So you have to promote yourself. I am getting out of the cringy, oh my God, I don't want to promote myself type of era. It is time to promote yourself. The girls that's gonna be with you will be with you. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there. And then, oh, lastly, thought we was ending the video, but no, celebrate yourself. I have gone through many times where I did not give myself the proper celebration. But this year, baby, we celebrating every single milestone, every single memory. We are celebrating. Well, guys, I hope that you are inspired by this video. I hope that you are ready to glow up your content, because I know I sure am. Definitely comment down below. Tell me some of your content goals. Let's exchange, goals. Let's hold each other accountable. Don't forget to like the video. Definitely subscribe for more videos, and I'll see y'all in my next glow up video. Bye.